All right, let's get right into it. Today we're talking about AI attacks, specifically how hackers are weaponizing artificial intelligence. And this is a big one, because we're talking about something that's jumping right off the pages of science fiction and into our real world.
So, let's just start with this thought. AI attacks. It kind of sounds like a bad sci-fi movie, right? You immediately picture rogue robots, maybe some kind of Skynet situation. It feels like fiction.
Unfortunately, and this is the key thing, it's really happening. This isn't some far-off future problem. Nope, it's happening right now, today.
And here's the twist. Hackers are using the exact same AI tools that are doing all this amazing stuff for us, reshaping our lives and our work, and they're weaponizing them to reshape their attacks. It's a classic double-edged sword.
Okay, so to really get a handle on this, we're going to break it down. Let's kick things off with part 1, how AI is basically putting old hacking tricks on steroids.
You know the drill. For years, what was the one piece of advice everyone gave you for spotting a phishing email? Look for bad grammar, right? A weird spelling mistake was always the dead giveaway.
Well, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but with AI, that advice is now dangerously outdated. An attacker can just ask a large language model to write a flawless, convincing phishing email in any language. They don't even have to speak it. All those little mistakes we used to look for, poof, gone.
And this is where it gets kind of wild. Look at the numbers here. This isn't just about quality, it's about speed and cost. IBM ran an experiment. A human expert took 16 hours to craft a really good phishing attack. The AI, it took 5 minutes. 16 hours versus 5 minutes. The entire economic model for being a hacker has just been completely flipped on its head.
And it's not just about emails. This same kind of super-powered efficiency is being applied everywhere. For instance, AI is now being used to completely automate another classic attack, finding and breaking into online login pages.
So how does that actually work? Well, it's pretty slick. First, you have an AI agent that just goes out and hunts for login pages online. Once it finds one, it hands it off to a large language model. That LLM is fantastic at reading the web page's code and figuring out with like 95% accuracy exactly where the username and password boxes are. Then, the agent comes back and launches what's called a password spraying attack. Instead of getting locked out, it just tries one common password across tons of different accounts. The whole thing is totally hands-off.
Okay, so that's AI making old tricks better. But now let's move on to part 2, because this is where things get even more unsettling. We're talking about AI creating brand new kinds of threats that just weren't possible before.
And that brings us to the deepfake. I'm sure you've heard the term. This is where AI stops faking text and starts faking, well, reality itself. It's an AI-generated video or audio clip that can perfectly mimic a real person, making them look and sound like they're saying or doing something they never, ever did. And the scary part is how easy it is to make one. An attacker literally just needs a few seconds of your voice from a video or a voicemail. That's it, as little as 3 seconds. They feed that into a Gen AI model, which then learns everything, your voice, your face, how you talk. Then the attacker just types up a new script, hits generate, and bam, a totally convincing fake is ready to go.
And just to be clear, this is not a what-if scenario. In one case, criminals used an audio deepfake of a CEO's voice to trick an employee into wiring away, wait for it, $35 million. And more recently, a finance worker got tricked in a video conference call by a deepfake of his own CFO into sending away $25 million. I mean, when you can't trust your own eyes and ears, the whole game has changed.
So, what's next? Well, it gets even more insidious. Hackers are now using AI to create what's called polymorphic ransomware. Think of it like a shapeshifter. It's malware that literally rewrites its own code for every single person it infects, which makes it a nightmare for traditional antivirus software to even spot.
And just look at what one of these things can do all by itself. A single AI agent can plan the attack, break into a system, figure out what your most important files are, write custom attack code just for you, create a personalized ransom node, and then deliver the whole package. It's basically ransomware as a service, all run by an AI.
Okay, all of this is leading somewhere. And this is the final and, frankly, the most alarming step in this whole evolution. Part 3, AI automates the hacker. This is the point where the human hacker pretty much just steps out of the picture entirely.
So you've got to be asking, how on earth does an AI learn to write brand new attack code? How does it know how to hack a system it's never even seen?
Well, researchers figured out a way, and they call it the CVE Genie.
It works like this. They take a public security report. These things are meant to help people defend their systems, and they just feed it to an AI. The AI reads the technical report, understands the vulnerability, and then automatically writes the exact code needed to exploit it. It's literally turning a shield into a sword.
And get this, the success rate was over 50%. And the cost to try and create one of these new weapons? Less than $3. The cost of creating a brand new cyber weapon has basically dropped to zero. And that is a huge deal. So you can see where this is all going. The final step is an AI that does the whole thing, the entire attack, from start to finish, all on its own.
This has given rise to this really interesting new term, vibe hacking. And it's exactly what it sounds like. A hacker doesn't need to be some coding genius anymore. They just need to have an idea, a vibe, for an attack. They just tell their AI agent, hey, I want to do this, and the AI figures out how to make it happen. The skill required to pull off a sophisticated attack has just vanished.
So, after all that, what's the big takeaway? Where do we land? Well, it seems pretty clear we're standing at the starting line of a brand new kind of conflict, the coming AI arms race.
Because the future of this fight isn't going to be humans versus AI. It's going to be AI versus AI. There's a great quote about this. It's going to be good AI versus bad AI. Make sure the good one wins. Really, the only way we're going to be able to defend against these AI-powered attacks is with our own AI-powered defenses.
And that really leaves us with one last, pretty sobering question to chew on. In this new arms race, where the bad guys can now innovate at the speed of code, are we, the good guys, evolving our defenses fast enough to keep up?